Well, Marine Le Pen, we're focusing on her, not all of the other elected officials of the National Rally, but Marine Le Pen was first convicted, then we waited for the actual sentence, the ineligibility part of it, which means she will not be able to run, and if it will be effective immediately, well, just a couple of minutes ago, the judge told the courtroom that yes, Marine Le Pen will not be able to run in the next election. She's ineligible from this moment, and she just left the courthouse, Marine Le Pen. There was a crowd of journalists running after her to try and get her impressions from this. And if we want to summarize the 2 hours where the judge explained their position and their various elements that came and went into account in that decision, she said that yes, she understands what the defense was saying, that there was likely to be an appeals case later, and that's if she's convicted completely now and it's effective immediately, this could tarnish and limit her chances in the appeals court. Also, the defense said that what the judge repeated today, that well, the defense says that the voters must decide, not the judges. The voters know what the party did and they should decide. But in the end, the court decided that what matters is the national consensus, they said, and they believe that what played against Marine Le Pen was her defense system. She never recognized doing anything wrong, and they said that's the problem. If she had recognized that using European funds for the party here in France was wrong, well, they would have considered that she would not repeat any kind of offenses. But they said that elected officials have rights, of course, but they should be models. They should be exemplary for everyone. And now we're waiting for her decision. You saw her running off court. I imagine she will react. Before the decision, one of the party's number two, Louis Alliot, said that this will not harm the party. It's not a question of a person, but of a party. And he says that the National Rally will remain popular. It's the party that got the most votes. And Marine Le Pen, according to polls, if a vote was organized today, she would have more votes than any other of the candidates.
Given what you say there, Shirley, about the fact that she refused to admit any guilt during the trial and that counted against her in the sentence, and that's why that ineligibility sentence came forth, is the mood now very pessimistic? Are they worried on the National Rally side that it's going to be an immediate ineligibility?
It is an immediate ineligibility. That's clear. The question is, what are they going to do now? Because this is, many of the party officials were also sentenced alongside Marine Le Pen. Not Jordan Bardella, the president of the party, but it's Marine Le Pen who's the real boss. She's the one who has voters' confidence, a lot of legitimacy. And so, yeah, the fact that she just left exactly after the sentence was read out. She didn't talk to the journalists here. Well, it shows that this is a bit of a shock to her. Many people say she never expected that the prosecution during the trial would ask for an immediate stripping of her right to run for the presidential election. That was a surprise to her. She thought it was unconstitutional. Well, now the court said, no, it is constitutional, and this is our duty because we want to work for democracy. And if elected officials think they can just play with the rules, she said, bypass the democratic system, well, that's just not going to work. We can't allow that to happen. And also, they said that Marine Le Pen is not just anyone. She was at the heart of the system. She used her authority, and she convinced all the others to play along in that system. So that played against her as well.
Do they have a strategy now on the Le Pen side? We know that Jordan Bardella is the president officially of the party. What are they going to do now in the immediate? You're talking about they're likely to frame it as they wish, spin it as they wish. Apart from that, what is the wider strategy on their side now this has happened? They must have prepared for this eventuality.
Well, that's an excellent question. They were hoping that this will not go forward. Now, I imagine, as you said, they will play along with this, showing their voters, saying that this is a witch hunt, that other parties have done the same. The centrist party, led by François Bayrou, the current prime minister, it was convicted of similar actions using European funds for the party headquarters here in France and in France in general. And so the National Rally is likely to say, see, for the judges, we're different. reality is that the judges say that Marine Le Pen embraced that system. François Bayrou, he said he wasn't even aware of it. Marine Le Pen, she sent out emails pointing out and showing how the system works, how they're going to diverge the money from Europe to France. So she's at the heart of the system. That's the difference. But for Marine Le Pen and the others, there's no personal enrichment, no personal gain. Here in the court, they said, yes, we know there's no personal enrichment, but you weren't allowed to use this, and you did this also out of personal interest because you wanted to move forward, you wanted to enrich your party. So no, this is unacceptable. So I imagine the National Rally will now talk in all of the media outlets here, talk to voters saying that this is a scandal, hoping to get even more attention from their voters and to get them maybe to whoever replaces Marine Le Pen the next vote, to get the voters out there and basically make their candidate more legitimate than they could be today. We don't know if that's going to be Jordan Bardella or not. But yes, now everything, the National Rally will have to work on a strategy from now on. We'll see how this will work. But we can see the main arguments that they will rely on to show to many of the French who are unhappy with the system, who criticize other political parties, to join them now, to try to convince them that all this is shocking and it shouldn't have happened.
Dramatic